So I'm here in Sonora, California, or pretty close to it, just on a job. And, this is something that's been on my heart for a long time. I've been through most parts of the country, many states, and I've had the incredible opportunity to be in a lot of different countries as well. And it always blows my mind how being in America, it's like it's supposed to be the land of the free, yet every time I'm driving down the highway or down some dirt road or somewhere, there's barbed wire and fences and no trespassing signs literally everywhere. Like, I think you see it more than street signs or, I don't know, mile markers. It's no trespassing. It's everywhere. I mean, right now I'm here at that's Mark Twain's cabin, or what used to be, now surrounded by a steel grate fence. And it just makes me wonder, like, if Mark Twain were to see the world or see America as it is today, what would he think? I mean, because to me, when I see all these fences surrounded by barbed wire, surrounded by walls and more fences, and you got these McMansions sitting on 3 or 10 or 20 acres, 50 acres. Everyone's their own king of their own hill or their own couple of hills, and nobody else is allowed in because other people are scary. Maybe they might steal some of your dirt or something. And yeah, it just makes me sad because America is such a beautiful, beautiful land. When I was driving around not 30 minutes ago, I was going through what I thought was, it was the country. It's rural. There was nothing around really. Maybe one house every, 20 miles or something. Less probably. One house every 5 miles. And I see this beautiful pond, and there's these yellow golden hills all around it. Trees at the tops of the hill, and down in the valley was this beautiful pond. And I looked all around and can't get in anywhere because it's all private property, even though there wasn't a soul around for hundreds of yards. Nothing but a cow or two and the birds in the air. Shit, I mean, I see them flying up there sometimes, and I realize they're way freer than any of us here in America. And this isn't meant to be political or anything, just makes me sad because, I mean, that wasn't the first pond that I saw just on this drive that I would have loved to just drive up to and put my feet in the water. I don't know. I know there's reasons for things. There's reasons for everything. There's always a reason for everything. But what I do know is that if some of our favorite authors, favorite adventurers and travelers, and hell, even some of the pioneers that came out to the West saw what it is today, I feel like they might be kind of sad. It's pretty hard to find anywhere that you're allowed to be. We've got these narrow stretches of road. I feel like Mario or something. You're driving down this road, there's barbed wire on either side of you for miles and miles and miles, and you find a dirt road that, hey, maybe this is somewhere I can go. Maybe this is somewhere I can just find some solitude, because maybe you live in an apartment, or I don't know, you got a tiny little house. You just want to find a dirt road and find a little clearing of trees, somewhere that isn't state controlled, national government controlled. Like, I get it, places need to stay clean. Like our national parks, they're incredible. You don't want to spoil that. But if you're taking care of the land where you're at, if you leave it better than how you found it, why can't you sleep there? Why is it illegal to stay overnight almost anywhere, unless you're paying $25 for a campground? I don't know. it's just strange to me. You know, again, this is land of the free. This is America, but everywhere. You just see it everywhere. It just doesn't feel very free. I feel boxed in, like America's just cubicles inside of cubicles, and everyone's terrified. Nobody wants to talk to their neighbors. I've lived in a couple cities now, and whenever I'd wave to the neighbors, I get a weird look on their face. You know, it makes me miss places like Vietnam or Bulgaria. I don't know. Places you can just go. I mean, in most countries, you can go on people's private land, and they have way less fences than anywhere here in my home country. You know, places like Norway or Sweden, it's okay if a land is private. It's okay if somebody owns it. Legally, you're allowed to camp there, as long as you're not destroying anything or, yeah. And it's just strange because, like, I get it, there are property laws, there are sale laws. I get that's the system that we're currently subscribed to. But it's like, did God make this particular patch of dirt specifically for you just because you exchange some paper denomination? I definitely agree you own all of the improvements and the productivity that comes from that land, like if you're growing crops or vegetables or whatnot. But do you own that entire patch of land that's yours out of absolute law? I don't know. And this is a new thing, you know. There's this thing called the tragedy of the commons that people talk about a lot. And there's used to be just so much public land that you could ride your horse around, walk around here in America. And there are still some countries where you can. You know, there's still a lot of countries where you can walk wherever you want to. People aren't going to threaten to shoot you. I was dating somebody, and she was a photographer, and so she was taking her sister out, and they were just walking in the woods in Michigan, and walking around, snapping photos, just having fun. And some guy sees them and pops out from the bush and is like screaming at them, "Hey, this is private property. You gotta get out of here." And they're like, we're just taking photos. And they're like, and he was like, you gotta go. Don't make me get my gun. I don't know, maybe he was afraid they were gonna steal a leaf for a jar of dirt or something, but yeah, so I don't know, do you guys feel this way? There are a lot of authors that have talked about this particular phenomenon, this system we find ourselves in now. Like I said, I've been around quite a bit of the country, and there's so many beautiful places, but unless you got a permit or unless you're check marked by a government agency to be there, you're not allowed. And it doesn't really feel like freedom to me. Now, there are bigger problems in the world, but you cannot deny that people like Mark Twain, Edward Abbey, whoever, they saw the world in 2020. I think they'd be a little sad. Anyways, everyone stay safe. Hope you're all blessed and happy. Find yourself well. Much love to all of you. See ya.